I've made this video about cost of living in Japan a while ago. Let's see how it's doing. I also made this comment. Are you interested in a video about cost of living in Yokohama? More than 50 likes. Looks like I will do an update video. I've moved to Yokohama, already 1.5 years ago actually. Let's talk about the cost of living here. Before moving I lived in Nagano city, which is the Japanese countryside. Back there I had a monthly rent of $670 and $30 of maintenance cost. Moving in with things like real estate agent, deposit and key money cost me a grand total of $5,168. If you want to see the complete breakdown, you can click here or have a look at the link in the description box below. For the sake of simplicity, I would say $1 equals 100 Japanese yen for this video. So if I say something costs $10, then it's actually 1,000 Japanese yen. Now first, let's talk about the cost of moving in. First things first, I had to go from Nagano city to Yokohama. For those of you who don't know, the two cities are about 250 kilometers apart. How did I do that? Of course, with a moving company. A couple of weeks before our move, a young man in a suit came to our apartment and estimated how much things we had. Then he gave us lots of boxes and tape in different colors to mark fragile objects. We had one truck and 3 people moving our stuff. They were super professional and quick, and it took them less than 1 hour to empty our apartment. How much did we have to pay for it then? Nothing. My company paid for it. Talking to friends though, if you had to pay a moving company to do something like this, you would probably have to pay less than 1,000 but more than $500. Take these numbers with a grain of salt though, because like I said, I can't talk from my own experience. So moving was free, but how about the other fees? Well, they were not free. First, we are currently paying $1,400 of rent and $60 of maintenance fee per month. How much you have to pay depends mainly on 4 factors. First, the location, meaning the proximity to the station and also the part of the city you want to live in. For example, if you lived in Shibuya, which is a nice part of Tokyo, and are only 3 minutes away from the station, you will have to pay much more rent than if you live in Edogawa, which is on the outer side of the city, and are 20 minutes away from the station. It also depends on the age of the building and its type. In Japan there are 2 types of apartments: mansions, which are in concrete buildings, and apartments, which are in structures made of wood. The former is more expensive, the latter is cheaper. And last but not least, it of course also depends on the size of your apartment. We are currently living in a 55 square meter, 2-bedroom plus living dining kitchen area mansion in Yokohama city, which is about 15 minutes by foot from the station. The building is rather new. When we moved in, it was about 4 years old. Now back to the cost. In Japan, the rent is paid in advance, so $1,400 plus $60 of maintenance fee. We also had to pay a deposit worth a month's rent without maintenance cost. In addition to that, it is common to pay a cleaning fee for when you move out. Usually this is about 1 month's rent. In our case, however, we didn't have to pay that. We did, however, use a real estate agent. This agent, of course, wants to earn money too, 1 month of rent to be precise. And last but not least, the key money. This money is a present to the landlord, and you will never get it back. This money needs to be paid on every renewal of the contract, which is usually after 2 years. And in our case, it is 1 month of rent. When moving into our last apartment, we had to get a guarantor company as well. This time, this was not needed, making the cost of this position 0. Now, all of this combined leaves us with a whopping $7,120 just for moving in. It's about $2,000 more than we had to pay in Nagano, even though some of the fees didn't apply this time. Now I hear you saying that's a whole lot of money, and you are right. However, thankfully, some of the landlords nowadays are skipping some of the fees, like key money. A very prominent one, which many of my friends have used and has almost no fees at all, is Your Housing, and you can find a link to it in the description box below. If this is helpful for you, please consider giving this video a like. Now that you know how much we had to pay in the first place to move into this apartment, let's take a look at the things we use our money for every month. First, of course, there's the rent, which is, as you know now, $1,400 per month, and the monthly maintenance fee of $60. I have to work, and commuting to work is $149 per month. However, my company pays for this, so it's again zero. I also do go to the station by bike, and parking the bike is 80 cents a day. Assuming I have 20 workdays a month, this would mean $16, and this time my company is not paying. We don't own a car, but if we did, we would have to pay $150 for the parking space a month. Next position is internet. Thankfully, this one is free because it's included in our rent. Speed is 100 to 150 Mbits, which is not too fast, but it's okay, I think, for most of the things we are doing, like streaming and video and all of that. For telephony, we are paying $50 per month, which is a little higher than the last time, because I upgraded my plan to adjust for my now 55 minutes commute. For gas, we pay nothing, because this is an all-electric house, and for electricity, we pay $50. In our previous apartment, we paid $90 for the two of them. So only by moving to a better insulated house and an area of Japan which has slightly warmer winters, we are saving a good amount of money there. We are also paying $30 a month for water, which I think is rather expensive, and in winter this amount is even higher. Now for things that are not related to housing. My monthly budget, which I use for things like my lunch, for going out, for getting a haircut, is $500. For groceries and my wife's budget, we have another $1,000. Now, summing all of this up, we get $3,106 of running cost every month. This, however, does not include things like saving money or going on vacation and so on. In Nagano City, we had a budget of $2,000 per month, and in Yokohama, we are paying $3,106, so this clearly increased. Moving in Nagano City was $5,168, and in Yokohama City $7,120. However, if you do your research, you can cut a lot of this cost. And there you go, the cost of living in Japan. Now you know how much it could cost you if you wanted to live here. What do you think? Is it a lot compared to the country you live in? Please let me and the other viewers know in the comments below. For now, thank you for watching and see you next time. A very prominent one many of my friends have used is "you are housing." You can find is "you are housing." You can find a link to them in the description box below. Nein, まだだよ。まだだよ。終わり？終わり？